Heyo people, welcome to my podcast Life Adventures Taught Me. In today's episode I will talk about Tbilisi or Georgia in general. Here behind you can see the city of Tbilisi, the capital of the country Georgia. And over there, I think it's only the corner visible of the mountain, but that's the start of Caucasus Mountains. So the mountains are really close. The capital of Tbilisi is located in the valley of the river Khata or something like that. I'll check later and I will write it. As I said in one of my last episodes, I started the trip around the world, and my first destination it is Georgia. Why I chose Georgia? Actually, Georgia it's between Europe and Asia, and I have never been to Asia, so I have decided to start with traveling around Asia first and visit as many countries as I can. So Georgia is the first place on the list with its capital Tbilisi. And one really interesting information is that Georgian people from this country, they don't call their country Georgia, they call it Sakartvelo. And while I was in gym, there is an older guy who approached me and he shared this information with me, and he told me that why it's called Sakartvelo. Sakartvelo, it means the country of winds, or how we would say it's in Serbian, Promaya, because the country is located in between Black Sea on the west and on the east Caspian Sea. I think that's the name in English. So the country between two seas, and then the winds come from the west, from the Black Sea, and from the east, from the Caspian Sea. That's why this country is called Sakartvelo, which means like wind country or Promaya country. I'll write in Serbian Promaya what it means in English explanation. So as you can see, like it's quite windy over here, and I wanted to make a special place to record an episode, and I chose this place because I was planning since the first day I came here. I'm here already almost 10 days. I still didn't reach the top, but I saw this wild area, and like while walking on the street I took the way over here, and I decided to make an episode here somewhere in the nature where I won't be disturbed and where I can focus on the ideas that I wanted to share with you. And the wind is really cold today. Wow, it's really cold. So as I mentioned, I'm doing the trip around the world. From Serbia I flew to Athens, Greece, and from Athens directly to Tbilisi over here last week. I have arrived here 13th of January, Monday morning, so it makes it already 10 days over here. More reasons why Georgia, because in Georgia you can stay as a foreigner, I think for many countries, up to 1 year without visa, because they want to promote their tourism and more young people to come. I saw it as a great opportunity to explore the country, some new areas, some new nature, the same as it was in Dominican Republic because of visa-free or kind of visa that you can prolong for a long time. One more reason is that I chose it because of the nature. I would really like to do a lot of hikings and explore the nature of Georgia, especially because of Caucasus Mountain and Small Caucasus Mountain, which are pretty high, like from 3,000 up to 5,000 something meters. So that's quite high. So Georgia for sure has a lot to offer, so it's a great destination to start your trip with. Before coming here I was really excited because I'm gonna finally change my lifestyle. Before this I lived in Serbia, I was working online in the afternoon, so mainly I stayed home in my village and I was not really social. So I was really excited that I'm going for this trip and that I will finally have more exciting days implementing my life with new things, new challenges, new lessons, and new environments and new people. So the first impression of this city, Tbilisi, the capital of Georgia, I imagined it maybe to be smaller, but it's quite big city. It has, I think, as a taxi guy told me, 1.5 million inhabitants. Yeah, I'm quite surprised because I can see in Tbilisi the combination of a lot of old destroyed buildings, but at the same time a lot of new really high buildings, kind of modern architecture. So it's a nice combination of modern and old, and I can see that the city is developing a lot. It's quite good organized. There is the river in the middle flowing through the valley. Capital is all around it on a couple of hills like this one, and as you can see over there, and more also to this area. So it's kind of on the valley. And the atmosphere over here, the city is quite lively. It's a busy city. The traffic, I can say, it's quite organized. I didn't see a lot of traffic jam like these days. So what stood out are people who are really welcoming and polite. They want to help. So I had a couple of situations that I needed some information, and since I don't speak Georgian, and like I can say older people that don't speak English, and I'm thinking of changing the position because, wow, it's quite windy over here and my left ear got really cold. So see you in a few minutes. So where I was. So the thing that stood out were the people. They really want to help you, very polite. People are really warm, welcoming, and they have a strong hospitality. So how my trip began here, as soon as I landed to Tbilisi, I had a situation with the taxi guy. So I know whatever airport that I come to, you need to be careful of taxi guys, because taxi guys from airports, they always try to charge you a lot more money than they actually should. I already knew that, but since I was waiting in Athens for 6-7 hours for the next flight, so I was traveling throughout the whole day. I came early in the morning at 4-5 a.m. Tbilisi time, and I was like, yeah, I don't care, like I just want to get into my flat that I booked, and I just want to go to sleep. And there was like a taxi guy. Oh, you need taxi, you need taxi, you need taxi. I was like, yeah, like just give me a second. I was trying like to install my app for internet that I had, and I managed to do it. And he was like all the time next to me, like, you know, pulling, oh, do you need taxi? I was like, yeah, give me a few minutes. And I was like, yes. So how much is it? Oh, he was like, oh, the price, I don't know the price. The price is like, it depends, it varies. I was like, okay, but you should have an average price. You can tell me from to, it usually takes this much. Oh, I cannot tell you that. In Tbilisi, you never know. Here is like the currency goes up and down, so I cannot tell you the real price. I was like, okay, but that's impossible. You should tell me like how much would you charge. I don't want to enter the taxi without knowing the average price, how much I'm gonna pay for this. And he was still like, oh, I don't know. I was like, okay, I don't want taxi, I will find it by myself. And then he was like, after me, but oh, my friend, where are you from? I was like, Serbia. Oh, Serbia are Orthodox brothers, same religion. Yes, my brother. I'm not gonna cheat. I'm just trying like to help you, my brother. I was like, okay, give me time. And then I went to exchange office at the airport, and I asked her, hey, could you please help me? Do you know like what is the average price from the airport to the capital of city, Tbilisi? Oh, Tbilisi is really big. You need to know where exactly. I was like city center, it doesn't matter, like just average. Even if it's a big difference in the price, just tell me the average. She was like, oh, I don't know. But in her eyes and in the way she responded to me, I knew that she know what is the price. She was just working with them in the same team, everybody on the airport against me. I'm kidding, not everyone was against me, but obviously they were working in a team, and she didn't want to help. So this go against with the hospitality that I said, but I think it's just the airport. So she didn't help me with that, and I remember before coming here, it's a good advice to always check how much does it cost. So I asked the Airbnb person that I rented flat with. They told me it varies from $10 to $20. It shouldn't be more, but anyways, I need to check again because I totally forgot about it. At the end, she told me, the exchange office girl, she told me, oh, but ask this guy that was behind me. I was like, okay, thank you very much for the help. And then I asked him, he was like, oh my brother, like people take here 40-50 euros, but I will do it like for 35 euros. I was like, 35 is too much. Like, I don't need a taxi, come on, like leave me alone, I'm gonna find the other one. I'm gonna order the Uber, which was my idea, or Bolt. I'm gonna order it, and anyways it's gonna be for sure cheaper than that. And then he was like, oh, 30 euros, come on my friend 30 euros, it's not a big price. And I was like, okay, give me, like, I just want to get to my flat, and like ordering Uber, thinking about it too much. Even if it's double, it's fine. Like, I saw in this guy that he's like really in need of money, and he was like so stressed about this situation, so he really wanted to earn some more money. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna go with him. I was like, 30 euros, we agreed on 30 euros. He was like, yeah, 13 euros, let's go, my friend. And then he grabbed keys from some guy that is a Bolt guy, that he gives the ride with the Bolt. He was like, oh, I will bring you back the car. And I was like, okay, it's obvious he's taking a lot more money, but I already agreed, it's okay, I just want to get to my flat. And then we came into the car, and he told me, oh, here in airport the price of euros, it's too low, like you get 240 lari, which is the Georgian currency, for 100 euros, which is like too little. In the city during the day 350, so 100 something more lari. So in the day he said it changes, but later on I checked, and actually the price, it doesn't change. It's like all the time around 290 laris for 100 euros, around there. He lied, it's like 350. So we agreed on 30 euros, but he cannot take euros. He like, oh, police here, they give fine. It's a stupid country rule, they cannot take euros, only laris. I was like, that's weird. Maybe it's even the truth, but now as more days pass, I don't think it was a true. Here we come, like we enter the car, and he wants to find me an exchange office to exchange my euros to laris, and then I just give him lari. We came to the city, it's like around 15 kilometers, it was for sure. So, which is not crazy, you know, like price from the airport, but it's okay. Like, why would I waste more money if I don't need to? But I decided, like, this time it doesn't matter, I'm gonna go for it with this guy. And he was going around the city. We came to the city center. He was trying to find open exchange office so I can exchange the money. He was going from exchange office to exchange. Oh no, this exchange, like the value is like really low, we need to find another one. So we were circling around for 10 minutes, and then he went to some hotel. He brought me there through a reception. There was a girl behind in the exchange office sleeping because nobody's coming at this hour. And we came, he was like, oh, come on, we are in a hurry. And she was like, okay, chill, man. I exchanged the money for 287 lari for 100 euros. 30 euros, it goes around 90 lari, because 90 lari is like a third part from what I exchanged. So 90 lari, it should be enough and cover even more than 30 euros. And then he took me a ride. We found the street where I am, the corner. I recognized the building. I went out, but I knew there is something more coming. But in this situation, I was quite chill, and I liked how I was feeling. I was not like, oh yeah, like feeling stressed and like panicking. I was really chill. I knew what I'm gonna do, and this guy, he's not gonna fuck with me. I know like where is the limit. 30 euros, nothing more than that if he try, because 30 euros, I'm sure it's already overpriced. Yeah, I'm really into the story. He took my bags out, and he was like, and I was like giving him money. Oh, wait, let me take your bags and stuff. Wait. So 30 euros and lari, it's like 100 lari, 350. If we divide and we times this, he counted like 100 euros is 350 lari, and not 287 or 290 what I took. And he was like, oh, wait a minute, 30 euros with this 350 with a higher price, it's like 120 lari, I don't know, something. I was like, are you kidding me? Do you think I'm stupid? Like, come on, like, you take this. I was giving him 95 laris, 93, 4, which is more than 30 euros for sure. and comparing to what I exchanged, so it was totally okay. And he was like, my friend, like, what is this? No, you need to give me more money. I was like, listen to me, I'm tired, I don't have time for this I'm not gonna swear, for this situation. Like, take this money or you will not get anything. Or I can also even call police. Call police, yeah, like, no problem. I was like, okay, like, either take this money or I'm calling police. At that moment there is police coming, like, I called them, but anyways, I wouldn't call police for sure. I knew I'm gonna give him this money and I go to my flight, like, to sleep. Finally, at that moment, police was approaching, it was coming, like, just checking around the streets. They had, like, the window down, they were looking at us, they saw that we are talking loud. They could feel that there was something wrong. Then he was like, okay, give me the money, 90, I don't know, something. He took it. I was like, come on, like, this is not a good behavior. And I showed, like, this to him, and he was like, you are no good. And he got into his car and he went to that way, and police were still close, going slow, but they already overpassed us. So when he saw police, he was already calmed down. But I think he would calm down also anyways when he saw that I'm not gonna give him more money, because he cannot cheat me for more, for sure. And I was not anymore for jokes. So I went to the flat, I entered, inside it everything was fine. I think it was like a really interesting story, like, to base my first episode about experiences in Georgia. So this first experience in Georgia with taxi guy, it was really unique. Many of you who are traveling, you had this kind of similar situations. But what I'm proud of in general, and I feel good about, is that I was standing for myself, and I was like, okay, more than 30 euros you're not gonna take. And I felt good, I felt calm with this, and I was like really confident, and I was like, take this, you're not gonna take me more money. So it's like really important, the attitude that you give, because other people, they can feel it. And I was really confident with myself, and I was not going for more, and he could feel it. That's why he already gave up. I noticed that I was doing all the time like this, explaining, but yeah, it was kind of dramatic, but I felt good and kind of peaceful with myself, confident, that's the word. And yeah, that's the story about the taxi guy. So be careful on whatever airport that you go to. Always try, like, to walk out a little bit outside, or try if there is an app to use it, and read a little bit in advance on the internet how much the ride should be, so you come prepared. Also, another thing to point out before I finish this episode is the Georgian language. I really like it. It's like everything is like I don't know how to explain it, but they have a lot of curves. Yeah, a lot of curves in their letters. Letters are different. So good job for that, because I think that the language and the letter of the language is really unique. So good job for preserving your letter and your language, traditional way of speaking throughout the years. I'm sure there were many challenges, as for my country too. So Georgian people, you're doing good. And at the end of this episode, I would like to point out similarities between my country, Serbia, with the Georgian country. So I would like to point out 7 main similarities between Serbia and Georgia. First of all, number 1 is resilience in all the nation. So Serbian and Georgian people are really old nations. Georgian people are really old nation. They have been going through many challenges. I really admire Georgian and Serbian people, but in this case I really admire Georgian people for keeping their nation alive for such a long time, and they have many monuments from 2nd, 3rd, 4th century. So a really old nation, really old letter, and really old language. One thing in language it points out is they pronounce the H letter like really strong, like no, that's a saka. And yeah, and letter K, they say H, like like I heard it a lot, and a lot of it's like the C, but this is something that stands out. Number 2 similarity between Serbian and Georgian language is religion. We are both Orthodox countries, and we practice practice the same religion, and I can see because of that a lot of similarities between these two nations. Third thing, really interesting thing from history, is that a long period we were under Ottoman Empire. The country of Serbia was under Ottoman Empire for 5 centuries, and Georgian country was under Ottoman Empire for I think around 3 centuries, something around that, a little bit less than Serbian country. Both countries were under Ottoman empires for a really long time, and they managed to preserve their own culture, their own language, their own letters, traditions, customs. So really good job for that, and from there we can conclude this is like a really strong nation, people with a strong mentality. Similarity number 4, it's rich history, ancient traditions. They have a connection, deep connection with their historical roots. Number 5, strong hospitality, really warm, welcoming people. Number 6, traditional music. You hear it on the street and like people listen to it, and I saw some typical dances on streets which reminded me of kind of Serbian folklore music. So folklore music, traditional music is similar in both countries. Similarity number 7 are stunning landscapes. So I'm really excited about visiting many natural parks, protected parks around Georgia. I cannot wait for it because that's the main reason, one of the main reasons why I came to Georgia, and I will share a lot more about it. So these are the 7 similarities between Serbia and Georgia. I hope that you enjoyed the taxi story and generally in whole this episode. I'm gonna share every 2 weeks, maybe more often, but around every 2 weeks a new episode. So thank you for listening to this 27th episode of my podcast. Wow, 27. See you in the next episode where I will share more about Georgia, more about my life philosophy and personal development thoughts. Ciao, ciao.